My name is Freddie Wong, and I play rock cover band dad and bard Glenn Close. And my dad fact this week is this, because we were trying to figure out what the heck the Glenn Close Trio plays, and I finally figured it out. How is Glenn a touring musician all over the place, been around the world, and also not really that famous? The Glenn Close Trio plays jazz fusion Christmas music.
Ah, like a certain steamroller by the name of Mannheim.
And they do weddings in the off season. And when I say they played Bonnaroo, no joke, this year at Bonnaroo, there's going to be a Christmas tent where they're going to play Christmas music. So that's like where they could have done it.
That's so wholesome. I love it.
And so then Ron singing Silent Night is such a betrayal of Glenn's musical
Spit
thing.
in the face of Christmas
you
cheer.
just took it. He had one thing, you took it from him.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
man.
that's my dad fact this week.
Does that mean that Glenn was never home for Christmas for Nick?
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Yeah, it was always presence in absentia.
That's
Dang.
brutal. That's
Wow.
brutal.
That's heavy duty.
I just always gave your son a Christmas album.
With a joint in
Well,
it.
it was like album, and then it was just like, here's the new drugs.
Man.
The new drugs.
Trying to be a cool
stocking
dad.
stuffer for you.
Nick Close and his father Glenn are speeding along in the Honda Odyssey toward the big old city of Waterdeep. What are you feeling right now? What are you doing right now, Glenn?
I think I'm driving, and I'm trying to keep the thing on the road because we are not in paved road territory. And I think I'm a little bit conflicted, honestly, because on one hand, I finally found my son. We're hanging out, and we're just having a good time. And on the other hand, I do feel a little bit guilty about leaving the rest of the dads behind. So I'm gonna talk to him and be like, "Hey, Nick, Red Brands are, well, I guess they won the Battle of the Bands, huh?
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
they're okay, right? The other guys, they're gonna be fine, right?
Your friends?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they pretended to be Red Brand, so I think if anybody's going to be safe, it's going to be them. I think the water mice, like half of them might end up getting kind of a little slaughtered, but like your shitty friends should be fine.
Dang, that's pretty. That's pretty harsh, man.
Well, I mean, that's what they did by deciding to do the greatest rendition of Silent Night that any human being has ever listened to. That was on them.
That's a good point, man. Yeah.
Forget about them.
Yeah.
This is the Ron and Nick show now.
Hey, so
The Ron and Nick?
Wait.
Yeah,
what's
it's what
Oh shit.
I'm ready for the show.
Oh,
They
sorry.
want an
Fuck.
encore, everybody. They want me back on stage.
I take it back. That fucking crazy ass vocalist got in my head so hard.
A good performance stays with you.
it's just like echoing around. It's like, where's that coming
What
from?
is that? Sorry, this is the Glenn and Nick show. And I think your idea that you had of like flipping this shit, like I still have a bunch of those drugs in the back
I
seat.
noticed when you were when we were making those bundles. I noticed you were what's the
Sequestering a few away.
What's the cool Will? What's the cool drug term?
What are you
for-
looking at me for?
I'm just saying. What's
Will,
the
the druggiest drug doer of all of us.
was it chiefin? What is it when you like hog a joint?
You keistered it.
Keister. I know that. Well, it
What?
might not be the right word in
Yeah.
this context. That means something else.
Shut up.
Will.
Guys,
Don't tell him. I was trying to lead him down the primrose
You
path.
Birkenstock it.
Yeah, you Birkenstock it.
I
Stock
Birkenstocked up. I noticed you were Birkenstocking up on those joints.
I may have
my
had a
man.
feeling we were going to be able to get away in a sort of situation not entirely dissimilar from what we got going on right now. But I think
Really, you foresaw this, huh?
I mean, I figured at some point they were going to do something stupid. I would find a way for us to sort of get away, and like everything's working out great. So I feel like what we got to do is we can get to Waterdeep, find like the first Empire having drug lord, and then just offload this stuff. Because as far as I know, nobody in Waterdeep has ever gotten any of this particular strain of Kush. Like it's going to blow their gourds.
So you're saying we gotta find a guy, and we can be a sort of supplier. We can be the Colombians in this sort of equation if we were to kind of match it up with the U.S. and South America drug trade. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. We could be like those
supply.
guys that kill
We'll be the
Scarface
supply.
at the end of Scarface.
That's right.
Because if there's any moral I got from Scarface, it's that doing drugs is fine so long as you're the other guys
As long
and
as you're
not
not
Scarface.
Scarface. Yeah. Not
That's what I
Scarface.
got.
Don't be Scarface.
Yeah.
The whole movie is a warning about how you shouldn't be Scarface because he dies. But you know who doesn't die?
The guys that kill
The
Scarface.
guys that kill Scarface.
Yeah.
His little friend.
And then they found the city of like Miami. I'm a little hazy on the details of that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like I got the basic theme of it. But like,
Yeah.
do you like that plan?
I dig it. Do you have any connections, any leads in terms of who we might go, or do we just kind of start driving around and digging around
I
some
feel
of the
like we
shadier
drive around
quarters.
and use our natural like criminal aptitude to sort of see what's what. Because like I'm a kid, I don't know if they'll trust me. I feel like maybe you can like get in there and just sort of start talking to people, just using your natural like band leader charisma kind of stuff.
We can sort of suss it out. We can feel it out. All right. Hey, how far? Hey, you know the lay of this land a little bit better. How far away were we from Waterdeep right now?
Oh, we're right here. It's right around this corner. Anthony has no other content planned until we get to the thing.
You guys
so
got there real fast.
we get there pretty much whenever.
Wow, look at that. And there it is.
Hey.
The glittering lights of Waterdeep. And
Yeah. So Waterdeep is.
I guess it'd be morning now, right? Wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's morning. So the morning
driving all
sun
night.
crests over the docks of Waterdeep.
And if my eyes didn't mistake me, I feel like I saw our good buddy Glenn and his son Nick hightail it out of here in quite a jiffy.
World famous. As long as we should play where Glenn is playing. I think
I'm going to look for a good dockside bar. Yeah, of course, man.
Okay.
It's a Bullywogs. This seems like a good friendly establishment. Probably got a good spinach cheese dip.
So you kick open the Western style doors to the Bullywog, and
I find the guy running this. I'm like, hey, what's the spread on the kid on the left? I'd like to do a perception check on Paeden.
Okay, go ahead.
I got an 18.
All right, you can see that Paeden.
Does he have a fire in his eyes? This is my perception for to see if he has the eye of the tiger.
He definitely has the eye of the. He has the eye of the tiger and the limbs of a tiger's meal. Like he is utterly helpless in the ring. He kind of just flops around.
Now, I have, if I recall, I believe I have 3 gold on me still.
You do.
I'm going to put all 3 on Paeden.
Okay. 100 to 1 odds. Okay.
I hate Glenn right now. I hate that Glenn's just betting on children fighting.
Well, no, the cleric.
We turned the wrong way for 1 second.
Well, no, let me explain.
Glenn is betting on child fights for
let me be
sport.
clear.
You don't have to
and
justify
dealing
Glenn's-
drugs with his 13-year-old
no,
son.
let me be clear,
You don't
though.
have to
Let me be
justify
clear.
your,
Let me be
your
clear, though.
shitty character.
No, 2 things. 2 things I
You
want
do,
to be
you
clear
do
about.
you.
Number 1, when he first walked in, this is a reputable chain establishment, right? And when in Rome, do as Romans do. Bet on kid fights. And then 2, there's a
Dungeons and
cleric. There's a
Dungeons and
cleric
Daddies.
healing up the kids.
Dungeons and Daddies, not a situational morality podcast.
You got 3 gold
I got
down.
3 gold on Paeden,
On
baby.
Paeden. Okay. Tonight's main event, incidentally, is a one-on-one between Paeden and Gunnar Duckworth. So you are going to get your money's worth.
Hey,
Let me tell
here
you.
we go. I assume they're going to get that set up, and I think me and Nick are going to go over to the bar. Nick,
right.
you wanna get in there?
Do you want me to?
No, I
do
don't
I
want
want to
you-
fight in there?
I don't know. It's just you. If you want to, I mean, that'd be cool if you want. It's up to you, man.
I mean, I wasn't thinking about it, but now that you're mentioning it, I kind of feel like I should.
I mean, you took we.
I'm good with knives. I told you I'm good with knives, but
you took,
I mean, would it
and I
impress
remember- I mean,
you? Would you think it was cool? If it would impress you, I feel like I want to do it.
I just no. I'm just. It's up to you, man. I
Hey,
just remember.
hey! And he goes over to the coach. He goes, put me in there. And the bookie goes, sounds like a triple threat to me. All right, get in there, kid.
Does
And-
Paeden come out?
No, he goes, it's a triple threat, so now it's all 3 of them. So you now bet money technically against your son.
I'll withdraw my bet and bet on my son.
Okay,
because
you
I've
bet on
seen
your
him
son.
because he's a black belt in like mall
You can just
taekwondo.
withdraw your bet at a Bollywogs?
I want to talk to Nick and like, hey, Nick,
Yeah.
you feel good? You want? I mean, listen, man, it's not gonna. I just think it's. I mean, I think you fucking. I've seen you do taekwondo, man. You're pretty rad.
Yeah. I mean, I feel when you say that, it fills me with a lot of confidence. I feel like I can do this.
How far did you get in taekwondo? I kind of lost track of that.
The greenish, like it wasn't that far, but I feel like I got the general gist of it. I just kind of.
Did you get the breaking boards?
Yeah, I mean, but it was those plastic ones that you just sort of put back together.
It's the
so I
same
never got
thing.
them. Yeah, no,
It's like force on
I
force.
broke some boards in my time, Dad.
All right.
These guys are basically just a couple big walking boards
Hey, Miss Sir, the croupier, the guy who's running the fights. What's the
groupie.
guy's name?
for you.
Hey, hey, McCracks.
That's me.
You got cleric here healing up the kids.
We do.
Hey, you'll heal him up. He'll be fine.
Bullywogs.
Yeah, I mean, look, I could grok from the lighting of the place.
Yeah, it's well lit.
Well
We're
lit.
family
There's
establishment.
a family. I want to look around. Like, is this families? There's families in
There are
here.
a lot of
right?
families here.
There's a lot of families in here, Will. Like, that's why I
They're
was...
enjoying the chicken fingers, which are literal in this world.
Okay, so that's the rules of the fight. I want to talk to Nick, and I want to talk some strategy here. Hey,
Okay.
Nick. All right. So the trick is, you just got to take out one of them. Paeden's got the eye of the tiger.
He does.
I think you got to steer clear of Paeden.
Steer clear of Paeden.
He has the eye of the tiger.
Yeah, but he has the body of not a tiger. What do you want? Like, you want me to go after the strong one? He's my age, but seemingly twice my size.
Good point. But the problem is if the strong one tires himself out on Paeden, he'll still win, according to the rules of a triple threat.
Okay.
Nick, what do you think your strengths are as a fighter?
Drumming.
Okay, striking.
Yeah, I can hit them like they're the snares. I can stab them. I'm good at stabbing, I think. I mean,
Okay.
I've only stabbed dummies. I've never actually like stabbed a person. Great personality. That is the end of my list.
Okay, give me 1 second here. I'm going to go find Paeden's corner.
Okay.
Just hang tight. I'm going to get a bevo, okay? Just hang tight. You know, just like do your stretches. Do your
Sounds
stretches.
great.
Do your
Yeah,
stretches.
yeah, I love stretching. Ugh. All right, so you go find Paeden, who is just alone sitting on a chair, like drinking a soda. He goes, what do you want?
Hey, Paeden. What's it going to take for you to throw the fight, my man?
Oh my God, do you realize how long I've been waiting somebody to offer me to throw a fight? Oh my God. Eddie, what are you offering?
You know, I'm putting together a little bit of an enterprise. A little bit of a gang, so to speak. So I'm putting together a gang here, and I noticed you got the eye of the tiger, my man.
Oh, thank you.
You know what that means?
I don't. But you said it in a quiet voice, which means that it must be a compliment.
Yeah. You got the eye of the tiger. You're just what my organization needs.
All right.
Looks like you're kind of having a hard scrabbled life here. You know, you looks like not quite sure what your next meal is.
The pay is not great.
Fighting just to survive every day, a battle.
I do like the everyday battle part, though. That is sort of why
We can still keep that, but that can add a little comfort. You know, put a roof over your head, put a sunroof over your head.
Okay.
How about this, buddy? You let that kid over there. I glance over at Nick. You let him pin you right at the beginning of the fight here.
Uh-huh.
You join our crew, and I'll show you. And we'll make some real moolah around here. How's that?
Well, it's not going to do a lot for my reputation. You can roll persuasion.
I'm gonna roll persuasion on this. That's a 10 plus 7, 17.
You have a +7 to persuasion?
I'm a persuasive guy. That's the rock star persona.
Wait, how do you have +7 to persuasion?
I spect all charisma. Like I'm a dumb idiot who has a lot of charisma.
All right. And just as was your dream when you spec that way, you have now convinced an 8-year-old to take a fall for you in Bloodsport.
And enter your van.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He goes, yeah, not a problem.
All right, hold my hand out for a little
in the
fist
fifth,
bump.
my ass goes down.
No. In the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, in the first fifth of a second, my ass will go down.
Paeden, I think you and I are gonna get along. I hold my hand out for a fist bump.
He puts his hand completely over your fist.
Still gotta work on that.
And he goes, I don't like to fight before a fight. Put it away.
What a pro.
I gotta keep the pythons nice and ready.
Paeden is my new favorite character.
I love Paeden.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to Nick and be like, Nick, here's the plan: submission, pin, hold, go for the weak one.
All right. So I am going for Paeden.
Yeah, go for the weak one. I took a step back. I took a look at the fighting arena. Nick, you're gonna go for the weak one.
I feel a lot better about that. A lot
Okay,
better.
just go straight for a submission pin.
Nick turns to Scar and McCracken and goes, what are the odds on me again? And he says,
I was like, how much you bench?
how much you bench? Yeah, he goes, show me a feat at strength. And Nicholas tries to do some like cool kung fu moves, and he says, the odds are 5 to 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my money on my boy.
You'll get you 15 gold.
And also I lean back and I think, I'm like, Henry's kids would really love this.
And Nick and Paeden and Gunner all start going at it.
As they start to go into each other, I'm gonna lock eyes with Gunner. As the fight starts, I'm gonna lock eyes with Gunner.
Uh-huh.
And just and shout some insults at him. I'm gonna try and intimidate him. Hold on, let me see what my spells are. I'm gonna use my cantrip Vicious Mockery
Oh, shit.
on this kid.
So you're yelling at a 13-year-old.
Yeah, you heard me.
Okay.
It took 10 episodes, but now is official. Glenn Close is the worst.
All right, do you have to roll for anything? What does that say?
So, Vicious Mockery. I unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantment at a creature see within range. If the target can hear you, though not need to understand you, it must succeed on the wisdom saving throw or take 1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage on its attack roll it makes before the end of the next turn.
Okay. What do you say?
Hey, twerp! You probably couldn't bench shit, you idiot!
All right. Gunner looks at you and it like raises an eyebrow
Yeah,
And-
that's what I'm talking to you.
And you see him squint as if trying to make a wisdom saving throw. He goes, somehow that affects me.
I lean back, smile, and go, perfect.
And instantly looks and sees Glenn. His eyes track. He sees this ring of children fighting.
I shouldn't have parked the van right outside. Huh?
No, they found you very
I'm
easily.
assuming-
No, I got a bet on this.
And he motions at Nick to come in and pin him. And Nick's like, right. And Nick sprints for him and does a diving jump to try to get onto him. Do you do anything?
Yeah, I try to grab Nick out of midair.
Okay. Roll dexterity.
Friggin' Daryl killing my bet.
Okay, he's going to roll. All right, he rolled a little bit higher. So he manages to get on top of Paeden. And Nick stands up. McCracken holds up his hand. And Nick is victorious.
Yeah.
Yay, everybody's super happy. Cheers are great.
Very happy that the fight was not disqualified.
Comes down and heads over to Glenn and goes, thanks for convincing me to take a fall so I could join your crew. Is this the rest of your crew?
All right. Henry snaps. And Henry looks at Glenn and says, Glenn, pardon my French, but what the frickin' gosh darn heck are you? What is this? What have you done? That is it. You know, I try to be polite. I try to be non-judgmental about other dads' parenting styles, but you have to be, dare I say it, the worst father I have ever seen in my frickin' life, sir.
Listen, man, I know this looks bad.
Yeah, it looks bad. What is going on? How do you, what goes through your head, Glenn?
Glenn, we're mad and disappointed. And Henry was being kind to you, sir, if I do say so.
Guys, let's not make a scene here. Let's get a booth.
For our, how many people are
Eight.
sitting?
We're eight,
For our
yeah.
eight, awkwardly having to sit next to Glenn, who I just said was, we're like in the middle of the booth together.
Right.
Nick won. Everybody cheered.
Guys, look, I know that was mega unchill of me back there, and I know I ran off, but that was a bad situation you put us in. Ron, I'm not pointing fingers or anything, but you sang a Christmas song. That's like my thing. We were going to lose that battle of the bands. I had no choice. You condemned us to death back there. And listen, I know that the water mice and the gang that Nick was running with were in trouble, but you always gotta, look out for yourself. And the way I was seeing it, that situation was rolling around where we could not have won that battle of the bands. And myself and my son was in mortal danger. We had to get out of Dodge, and I know that you guys joined up with that band and it looked like you guys were going to be fine. You were impersonating them. You could have slipped into the crowd. I know you're wily. I've seen you. Daryl and Henry and to a lesser extent Ron, we've been through a lot of scrapes, and I felt like you guys could have handled it. But my priority first and foremost was looking out for my son and myself and our safety, and we had to get out of there. And yeah, maybe it could have been handled a little more elegantly, maybe a little more communication. I know that my therapist says I got to work on that, but we made it out. And for the most part, we seem to be okay here. So
That was the biggest load of bullshit I ever heard, Glenn. I understand trying to take care of your kid, but we got kids too. We've been helping each other, Glenn. My problem, Glenn, is that you're clearly only thinking about yourself and your kid. Problem, Glenn, we're a team, goddammit. When you leave the team, where do we find you? Huh? Where are we? You're betting on children fighting? Are they fighting, ma'am? I'll take
a Spanish cheese dip. You got Spanish cheese dip?
Absolutely.
There.
It was justified, man. I get it.
Glenn, what were you going to do here? You took my van. You left us all high and dry. What's your plan? Glenn,
Quickly.
Glenn, just what is the plan here? We're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. We've been through a lot, but here we are. We're in a bar of some sort where children are fighting, and you stole our van and left us high and dry. What's the deal?
So I'm going to lie to my fellow dads,
Okay.
which I assume is going to be a role here.
Yes.
But I'm going to tell a fib, as it were. Look.
I raised my hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Can I get
Henry,
the bone?
yes. Okay. Just talk. I don't want to give you the
Give
bone.
me the bone.
All right. I'll give you
Henry,
the bone.
okay. I was just going to say, you need to give Glenn the bone for him to talk. And I give the bone to Glenn.
Henry.
Okay.
I receive the bone. I stare.
It was zingers.
I wrap my hands around the bone. and I say, look, the plan was get out of immediate danger because that battle of the bands was going south. And the only place logically that we knew we were all headed was Waterdeep, and to wait for you guys here. And we found a drinking hole, and we decided to come in and wait it out.
And Nick jumps in and says, and what we were thinking, sorry, can I have the bone?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Can I hand is every bone?
Yes, you
yeah,
can
You
hand
have the bone.
yeah.
You have the bone. You can hand it.
So I feel that also our plan was to get a lot of money together so we could buy back the other kids from slavery. You don't have any money. How are you going to rescue kids that have been sold into slavery?
Can we?
No.
All right, that's a 14 plus 7, 21.
All right, no one is buying the bullshit from the close boys.
Son, give me the bone.
Are you going to be nice?
No, I'm not. Glenn, I just want you to think for 1 second. You let down your team, Glenn.
Well,
It's all good.
I
I
read
kind
a-
of gesture to Scarl like, hey, where's my fucking money? I got 5 to 1 on that guy.
Sorry. Scar approaches and goes, yes, here's your 15 coins.
Did you bet on the child fight?
Correction, out of earshot of Scarro, I go, I ensured that we would have some money to move around here in the Forgotten Realms as I put the 15 on the table.
Okay.
Thank you, Ron.
Here's what I'm suggesting.
I don't think about the return on investment, the ROI, I think. Yeah?
Specifically, not the spinach.
Not the
cheese,
spinach.
That's all we have
I
left.
glare
What do you
at
want?
Glenn, not the spinach.
Okay.
What do you want to eat there, Ron?
Glenn did us dirty. And all I'm asking is, Glenn, I would like you to apologize to the three of us at
Ron
some
was
point.
strong enough to apologize, Glenn.
Yes.
And we're all very proud of Ron for that.
Nick looks at you and he grits his teeth and he just shakes his head. Don't do it, Dad. Don't you fucking do it, Dad. Not to these cucks.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, did we hear that?
No, he's not saying it.
Okay.
It's all in the eyes.
Very expressive eyes,
Yeah.
Nick. Yeah.
No, he's doing a lot of eyebrow work. He's like The Rock.
Glenn, you gotta apologize. No bones about it.
That's right, Glenn. You really boned it up. And then I hold up a bone.
Glenn, no chickening out on this apology.
All at Glenn.
Listen, guys, let me just wing it here real quick.
I think Glenn was about to say something.
Glenn?
Guys, and I give Nick a look like, this is what my eyes are saying, which is we're going to need these guys' help to get home. And at the very least, having a bunch of people at a table mad at you is bad band vibes. That's a lot of eyebrow work there. Guys, I agree. What we did back there, what I did to you guys, as you, Henry, put it, did you dirty. It was whack. Let me at least say that I was doing it because I was fearing for my life and the life of my son. And I think any of you, when faced with that situation, would have done the same with your own kid. That aside, I recognize that I did y'all dirty. Daryl, I'm sorry I took your baby. I took your beast. I think you'll be wanting these back.
Glenn's got that half-ass apology down from YouTubers and influencers.
I'm sorry you were offended.
Listen, I'm sorry you guys were. I'm going to slide the keys over.
And I grabbed them.
Henry, thank you for mediating this. Again, I'm sorry about your kids. And Ron, I guess I forgive you for singing a Christmas song that good. Again, kind of my thing, but and imperiling myself and the kid. But I know you didn't mean to.
But he did mean
I meant to.
Oh,
I meant
right,
to.
Right.
Wait, Glenn, is your apology to Ron to forgive him for something that he did?
and hold on, Daryl. And I'm sorry I ditched out on you.
Bullshit. And you see Nick standing up in his chair and he points at all of you. You guys are a bunch of fucking hypocrites. You just want to control all this bullshit. You only like him because he helps you out fucking finding your stupid kids. And the second he finds his kid and wants to make his life a little bit better, you just want to shit all over it. Fuck you. Fuck you. And his eyes roll back into his head. And when they come back, the irises are purple, or the corneas are purple. And you hear the voice that you previously heard coming out of Larkin Sparrow. Nick turns and looks at Glenn and he says,
You cannot raise a child because you are a child. You will never understand what it takes to raise a life until you get one of your own. You
Whoa. Hold on.
Name.
Yeah, what are you afraid of, chump? I'm going to slap Nick.
okay, roll an attack.
2.
All right. You try to slap him and he just catches your hand and he goes,
Good idea, Glenn. I try to slap Nick also.
Hey, Daryl, isn't your kid's name Grant?
and for a brief second, Nick's eyes go back from purple and he looks at Glenn and he goes, Dad, what did I do? Dad, I'm sorry. This is my fault somehow. I feel like I wasn't a good enough son. I fucked this up. I'm so sorry.
When you get a chance, Nick, you stab.
I'll keep that in mind, Dad. I've learned nothing. And he fades out of existence.
Check, please.
not going to do a lot for my reputation.
Oh, but baby, you won't need that.
You can roll persuasion.
I'm gonna roll persuasion on this, and thank God that Glenn.
I don't like that you called him baby.
I may cut that.
You can't cut it now.